Hey guys, welcome back. So in the previous video, we saw what is a binary search tree and why should we learn it. Hope you have understood the importance of binary search tree. Now in this video, let's see what are the common operations that can be performed on a binary search tree. So similar to what we have seen in case of a binary tree, in case of a binary search tree also, we have 6 operations that can be performed. That is, first we need to create a binary search tree, then we can search for a value in a binary search tree, then we can traverse all the nodes in the binary search tree, inserting a new node in a binary search tree is also possible, then we can delete a node in a binary search tree, and finally we can delete the entire binary search tree. Now in this video, let's see the first 2 operations, that is creation of binary search tree and searching a value in BST. So let's do that. So creating a blank binary search tree is very simple. All that we have to do is we have to initialize root with null. This will make sure that we successfully create a blank binary search tree. Now if we see the time and space complexity of the algorithm, it is order of 1, because all that we are doing is initializing root with null, which is a constant time operation, and this does not take much of a space, so this is order of 1 space complexity. Fine. Now let's see how we can search a given value in a binary search tree. Now you might be wondering that why are we learning the search operation first instead of inserting a node in a binary search tree? So there is a reason behind it, and the reason is when we are inserting a new node in binary search tree, we will be using search operation. So it is important that first we understand how the search operation works, and then we'll go to insert operation. So let's see how the search operation works. So let's say this is our binary search tree and we want to find if number 90 is there in this binary search tree or not. So how do we do that? Very simple. So we start from the root node and keep going either towards left or towards right. Now in which condition we'll go towards left and in which condition we go towards right, we'll talk. So first of all, what we check is if the root node is null, then there is no question of searching, because the tree is an empty one and there is no question of searching for any value in an empty tree. So we simply return an error message to user saying that the tree is empty. Now in case the value that we are looking for is equals to root, in that case we are good. We simply return that node. So let's say if we were looking for number 100 and we start from this node over here. Now since root node is equal to 100, so we simply return the root node. But in this case we are looking for number 90. So what do? We start from root node. Is this null? No, it is not null. Fine. Is this equals to value that we are trying to find, which is 90? No, 100 is not equals to 90. Fine. Now I have to go either towards left or towards right. Now if the value that we are looking for is less than the root's value, then we go towards left. Else, if the value that we are looking for is more than the root's value, then we go towards right. So in this case we are looking for 90, which is less than 100. So we have to go towards left. So we go towards left, we reach this node over here. Then we again do the same comparison. If 80 is equal to 90, no. So we have to either go towards left or right. Now since 90 is more than 80, so we go towards right. Now we reach this node over here. Now again we do a comparison. If the value in this node is equals to the value that we are looking for, then we are good. So is 90 equals to 90? Yes, they are equal. So good. we simply return this node over here. So this is how we search for a value in binary search tree. Now let's see how does the algorithm for this looks like. So the algorithm is very simple. Name of the method is binary search tree search. It takes root and the value that we are trying to find. If root is null, that is, if this tree is a blank tree, in that case we simply return a null or an error message saying that the tree is blank and the value is not found. Else, if root is equal to value, then we simply return root. So let's say if we were looking for number 90 in this binary search tree. So what would happen is, if root is null, no, root is not null, it is 100. So it will go to else if block. If root is equal to value, no, root is 100, value is 90. So it goes to else if. Value is less than root? Yes, value is 90, root is 100. So it is less than root. So we do a recursive call, binary search tree, root dot left. What is root dot left? It is this node over here. And what is value? That is 90. Now this algorithm gets again called, and now the value of root over here is 80 and the value is 90. If root is null, no. If root is equal to value, no. If value is less than root, no. Value is 90, root is 80. If value is greater than root, yes. So we again do a recursive call, this time root dot right and value. Now what is root dot right? This is root. Root dot right is 90. So root dot right is 90 and value of course is 90. So the root's value over here is 90, value is 90, and we are in a recursive call. If root is null, no. If root is equal to value, yes, root is equal to value. So we return root. Now what is root? Root right now is this node over here. So we return 90. So this is how the algorithm looks like. Now let's see what is the time and space complexity of this algorithm. Comparing if root is equal to null and returning a null, both of them are constant time complexities. Comparing if root is equal to value, returning root are again constant time complexity. Comparing if value is less than root, comparing if value is greater than root, both of them are constant time operations. Now here we have a recursive call and here also we have a recursive call. Now if you remember from back substitution method, we said that whenever we have a recursive call, we typically try to assign a function to the original call. So here we are saying t of n is the time that will be taken by this entire algorithm. So here we can say t of n by 2 will be time taken for this recursive call. Now how are we getting t of n by 2? Simple. So if you remember from the previous slide, in every step we are dividing the problem into equal to halves. So if the original algorithm, let's say, takes 100 seconds to execute, then if we divide that algorithm into two equal halves, will it not take 50 seconds each? Yes. So that's the same thing we have done. So we have assumed that the entire algorithm will take t of n time, and since we are dividing the algorithm into exact two halves in these two cases, we are saying that it will take t of n by 2 time. Now if we apply the back substitution method, we get time complexity order of log n. Now space complexity is also order of log n because there is a recursive call involved in it. So the number of push and pop operation that it will take is log of n. So the space complexity becomes order of log of n. Fine. So this is all about this video. In the next video, let's see how we can do a traversal in a binary search tree. Thanks for your time. See you in the next video.